Lou here. Last month, I saw the Demon Slayer movie in its second to last story arc, Infinity Castle, and I had to talk about it because it was awesome. Also, yes, this is my Halloween fit for October. What do you guys think? Let me know down below. I'll be using this model for the rest of October, so feel free to let me know what you think. Now to start, Infinity Castle is the second movie for Demon Slayer and the second to last story arc for the series. The Demon Slayer watch order is a little funky, but basically it goes Season 1, Mugen Train, the movie, Season 2, Season 3, Season 4, and then Infinity Castle, which, yes, is a lot. This is one of the most hyped story arcs in Demon Slayer next to the Entertainment District arc, because it's just such a crazy concept and honestly a really unique setting I've never seen a manga cover before. The movie is also unique in featuring a celebrity voicing a minor character in the form of actor Channing Tatum voicing a character in another character's backstory. Trust me, I was confused as you guys, but it turns out he and his daughter are huge Demon Slayer fans. I'll also be discussing spoilers here, so keep that in mind. So, alright, let's get started. Following trying to train all the Demon Slayers right now to become Hashira or prep what is expected to be an epic battle with Muzan Kibutsuji, the king of all demons, several of our main characters end up teleported with a weakened Muzan to his base known as the Infinity Castle. It's a space created by one of his demons that's an infinite Japanese castle that is constantly shifting in shape and size. According to some parts of the movie, it's over 130 floors and still growing. All our characters end up separated and fighting in the castle that's constantly shifting to their disadvantage, while it's a race against time to find Muzan and kill him while he's weakened. We start our battles with Shinobu versus Doma, the demon that killed her only blood-related family, where Shinobu sadly loses and was killed horribly. People talk about who had the worst death in Demon Slayer, but personally, I think Shinobu had one of the worst deaths because she was literally squeezed to death on top of choking on her own blood. Some complain this fight was too quick, and I can see that, but remember this fight does continue in the second half of the arc, so it was written in a way to show you how strong and upper rank Kizuki was, while leaving just enough hanging fruit to remind you this battle with Doma isn't over yet. Though it was a punch to the gut to see Tanjiro and the others' reactions to finding out Shinobu is dead, thanks to Kasugai Crows borrowing Yushiro's GPS blood demon art. Next is Zenitsu versus his childhood friend slash adopted brother Kaigaku. Gosh, I just wish Zenitsu got to keep this development where he's a brave badass with a lot of empathy for his friends, but then, you know, kinda reverses her following the final battle. Well, that's what fanfiction is for, right? If you remember, Kaigaku is also the reason Gyomei was imprisoned and the orphan children he was raising all died, because he invited a demon to the temple, then took off and didn't bother defending Gyomei who took care of him because Kaigaku is a little bitch. Though I'm not in the animation section, I should warn that Zenitsu's thunder breathing is not visually safe for those with photosensitivity, but I would assume those with photosensitivity wouldn't be watching Demon Slayer, considering we already knew that Zenitsu's lightning had a tendency to be very, very flashy. It's really sweet to see Zenitsu cares for those in his life or even those who are gone, like how he wanted to avenge his grandfather because he committed seppuku from the shame of Kaigaku becoming a demon. Even seeing him try to apologize to his grandfather as he was practically on death's door, and his grandpa saying he was proud of Zenitsu is just so sweet to me. And a punch to the gut, just how I like it. Between this, we kind of get some setup for what the other characters are doing. Kagaya's surviving children, his heir Kiriya and daughters Kuina and Kanata, are all working together with Yushiro's GPS blood demon art to make a map of the castle, which was honestly really smart in showing just how massive the scope of the castle is. The rest of the movie is dedicated entirely to the battle between Akaza, Tanjiro, and Gyu. This was a tough fight since Akaza is one of the strongest of the 12 Kizuki, only outmatched by Kokushibo and Muzan himself, because I mean fucking look at the guy. As those who remember Mugen Train know, Akaza basically has the ability to predict an opponent via their intent to fight or kill him. This is when Tanjiro learns to focus, clear his head, and just rely on pure instinct to kill Akaza so he doesn't detect his movements. This is basically called the transparent world, and it's kind of the same philosophy behind the Stand Survivor in JoJo's Part 6 in like seeing muscles and weak points. I'm kind of dumb, I know there's a theory for this, but I can't remember it for the life of me. Even when Tanjiro cuts off Akaza's head, he won't fucking die because, and I'm not kidding, man is literally too angry to die. Also because he was given a lot of Muzan's blood probably before the fight, so I like to think that has something to do with it. This is when we get Akaza's backstory, which is one of the saddest fucking backstories, and a fan favorite demon backstory in Demon Slayer. To me, this is up there with Rui in the saddest demon backstories. Some complained it was too long, but Akaza's backstory is complex, and I think making it too short would do a disservice. Unlike a lot of other demons we see who were very young when they turned, or lived very black and white lives before, Akaza had a complexity to him as a man who turned to a life of crime because he wanted to take care of his sickly father, who then killed himself out of shame. He was then scouted by a man, voiced by Channing Tatum, but we'll get to my praise for the dub, as always, in a second, who taught him martial arts and assigned him to take care of his sickly daughter. Years go by, Keizel's daughter gets better and becomes engaged to Akaza because they fell in love while growing up together. Except a rival sword training dojo is pissed the study of martial arts was picking up and decided to poison everyone while Akaza was away tending to his father's grave. Yeah, so he reasonably snaps and murders everyone, and is then found by Muzanki Butsuji where, as usual, he takes full advantage of someone mentally at their weakest. As the backstory finishes up, this is because Akaza now fully remembers his past. If you recall from previous backstories, demons don't remember their human lives after they're turned, or if they were turned a really long time ago. Seeing the souls of his fiancé and father-in-law, Akaza pretty much gives up trying to regenerate and dies. The anime leaves this unclear, but in the manga his fiancé goes to hell with him, where he'll spend centuries upon centuries trying to atone for what he did like the other demons, so he can eventually be reincarnated. With the battle won, Tanjiro and Giyu pass out where we get build up for what's to come. Inosuke seems to have found the fight between Kanao and Doma. Mitsuri and Obanai are lost. Genya is looking for his brother. Sanemi is fucking pissed as usual. And it seems Tokito and Yome are close to the next hype fight, Kokushibo. And that would be it. We have to wait until 2028 for the rest, which I am not looking forward to, solely because I'll be in my fucking 30s by then. You mean Demon Slayer will have ended almost a decade ago by then? What the fuck, man? A lot of people complained about the pacing, but personally, I really loved this movie's storytelling and pacing. It extended what it needed, and it shortened what it did. I watched this movie with one person who didn't know about Demon Slayer and another who only watched about half of the first season, so it was nice to see the writing kind of help remind people of the story just a bit, but not in a My Hero Academia way where we had to hear, "Young man, you too can become a hero," every 10 minutes. Overall, I love this story for this arc. It's definitely one of my new favorites next to the Entertainment District. Holy fuck, the animation is stunning. I know Ufotable has flexed before their prowess in animation, especially in dynamic camera angles with 3D environments that blend really well, but oh my gosh, they were not just flexing anymore, they were bitch slapping you with glorious talent because holy fuck! No wonder the Genshin Impact anime is taking so fucking long. Due to the complexity of the Infinity Castle, it was done entirely in 3D, but man, it was done seamlessly. 3D and anime blending well with 2D is something I personally think doesn't always work. And when I see it, I always see it's used to cheapen out on something that could have easily been 2D. See, Black Butler always animating the damn teapot in 3D, even though that shit could easily be done in 2D. But the way Infinity Castle was animated was just brilliant, showing the never-ending scape and scope of it, while blending in animated characters so seamlessly. The fights as well were awesome, pausing at just the right angle that leaves you gasping on the edge of your seat as to whether or not someone actually got a slice in, you know? Especially the entire fight with Akaza, Tanjiro, and Gyu. Like, that had me gasping every few minutes that it's a miracle I didn't choke on my popcorn. The fight with Shinobu and Doma was also brilliantly animated, especially in the way it depicts Shinobu's harsher styles of insect breathing. I just love that the ones based off different flies, you hear the distinct buzzing of both insects just before she takes off, which I think is really neat. I didn't see a single wonk face, and I think if I was just pushing it in terms of trying to critique what I saw a crow that was animated in 3D for a second, but I personally consider that purely a budget cut because that was just to make the humans look good. Overall, the animation was amazing. One quick thing I want to mention before, giving my final thoughts on the movie is the English dub is amazing as always. Alex Lee, Erica Harlacher, Johnny Young Bosch, and more were all just incredible in their acting throughout this movie. What surprised me most was Channing Tatum's acting, actually. I'm so used to celebrity casting like this in anime films not always being the best unless it's Studio Ghibli, so it was really surprising how well he blended in with the other voice actors that you honestly almost couldn't even tell that was a celebrity voicing him. A lot of people said he should get into voice acting after hearing him in this movie, and honestly I agree. I think he has what it takes. Overall, I loved this movie. It was so much fun. It was so good. Though I will say something weird about this movie when I saw it in theaters was that a lot of parents brought their very young children to it, and I didn't think that was appropriate in the slightest, considering it's R-rated and there's a lot of gore that I would not recommend young children seeing. And you may ask, oh, do you mean like 10 or something? No, I do not mean that. I saw children as young as like 3 to 4 watching this movie, which I thought was just not appropriate at all. So if you plan to watch Demon Slayer, leave the kids at home, because this is not a movie for children, and I personally don't recommend Demon Slayer for children solely because the gore is way too much for a child to see. But yeah, I really loved Demon Slayer's new movie, and I can't wait for part 2 of Infinity Castle. I know it's gonna be so good. Not looking forward to how long it's gonna take before I see the rest of it, but yeah, I just loved it so much. You guys let me know down below what you think of Infinity Castle. Did you love it? Did you hate it? And let me know what you think of my Halloween outfit again, because I really love this model. I think it's really cute to be a little witch for Halloween, and I kind of noticed I have little vampire teeth in this model. So as always, let me know down below. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you're new. And if any old or new subs would like to help support my channel in any possible way, my Ko-fi page is down below in the description, along with links to all of my social media tabs. For any subscribers, new or old, who'd like to help with video ideas, or maybe just want to talk about anime or something with some like-minded people, I have a fan server link down below. See you next time!